Hi, buddy. This is Mark Newgent, candidate for Irvine School Board 2016. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Let's put some better music on here. Put some top 40s. How about just put top 40s? So anyway, how's everybody doing? My name is Mark Nugent. I'm running for Irvine School Board. We just had our debate, or the candidate forum. It wasn't really a debate. It was a forum, and I'm glad it's over. If you're watching this in replay, go ahead and skip forward a couple minutes because we might wait for people to show up, have a cool conversation. Because this is definitely viewer driven, so you can ask a question, I will answer it. One of the reasons why I do this is because you can fake a photo on Facebook and make it look like you're all happy. You can fake a video which is scripted. You can also fake a debate. Hey, thank you. Who is that? I can't see the picture, so thank you for all the hearts. Hey, there's 4 people watching us, but you cannot fake live. So I'm here coming to you live, asking questions openly. So we just had our candidate debate, the forum, which was televised on TV on channel 39, and some people watching said a couple questions I kind of wasn't great on, but I really had a killer close. They set me up for success. One of the people in the audience asked about safety and security. I don't know who it was, but they hooked me up. I had a page dedicated to that, and the other candidates that are not security experts should have not disagreed. One of them was like, "Oh, I think things are fine the way they are." I was like, "Ooh, not good to say." Then Paul, he said, "Oh yeah, he's this and that, and I have a relationship with this and that." And again, he's a lawyer. He's not a security expert. He should have said, he should have not gone there. And he says, "Oh, we shouldn't have prisons and this and that," because he thought I was going to talk about walls, right? Like walls. And I was like, no, no, no. And I killed it. That was a really good question. I just nailed it. And then had a very strong close. Very strong opener as well. Yeah, out of their element, exactly, Amrit. And you are a high school kid too. So, I killed it, man. I just, I started with first of, yeah, let, yeah, they're way out of their element. They should have not even. I mean, I opened with that question. Very final question was, something about security, and I said, well, first and foremost, I disagree with you, Nas, because I'll explain why. And I disagree with Paul. And I said, get some music on here too, some top 40s. Top 40s. Okay, get some top 40s here. So, and then I said I literally did security plans overseas, and I rewrote the security plans for all the Pacific region for the Army Reserve bases. I wrote them all, not all, but the overarching plan, and then I just went by the list of all the things like lack of radios, people not signing in, because I did an assessment on a school in this district, and I just went down it. Let's build a wall. Well, it's not about walls. That's a lazy thinking. Oh, just a wall. No, it's a very complex strategic risk reduction strategy based on complex mathematical risk evaluation charts, namely the M-Sharp and the Carver standard tools in the industry. Did I lose you yet? Did you get bored? So yeah, it's a lot more than just give everybody machine guns or give everybody tanks. No. I actually gave a speech yesterday where I joked and I said, I'm not going to give people tanks. I'm not going to give people machine guns, okay? This is what I will do, and this is what we should do. Common sense stuff. And this nice lady afterwards, she's like, hey, I want to vote for you, but do you really think people want to carry machine guns? I was like, no, it's a joke. I said no machine guns. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm kind of pumped up. It did a lot better than I thought I was going to do. Of course, I was nervous, because I didn't know what the questions were. And I studied, man. Sunday, I studied like 8 hours for this thing. I hardcore that speech coach. We were in there for going over every single question that you asked us. And the questions were honestly easier than I thought. We had a question, and the other candidates I felt went too long. There's like, and then one of them, she always busted, went over time like 20 seconds, and the moderators were getting frustrated. But I think that the League of Women Voters did excellent. They moderated well, and I think it was fair questions. The advantage probably was to the incumbents, but I still think we did well. It was really good. There was one question about the reboundaries that was kind of a little bit, and then there was one about what we do to improve math, which is kind of funny because Irvine Unified is the best in state math. And my answer to that one was, I'm not a mathematician. I would talk to the math department and talk to the experts and talk to the parents before I made a decision. That's how I answered that one. But I was so happy that they asked me the safety question, safety and security question. That was like, I just ripped through that thing. It was just It was great, and a lot of people responded well to that. And I closed very strong. I threw up, where is it? I don't have it. I threw up a newspaper. Let me go find it. There's a newspaper article about me when the first time I went to combat. I threw it. I made the newspaper, and I threw it up, and I said, you know, when I was 21, I went to combat in a place a place never heard of, for people I didn't even know. Just imagine how hard I will work for my own children, my community, and my friends. You know, and I said, I served the Army in the military for the last 20 years. Let me serve Irvine for the next 4. Please vote for Mark Newgent this November. Honestly, I have so much respect for you saying that. People love to BS their way into every topic. They know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I admitted. I said I didn't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a math genius. I'm a security guy. I went through algebra and that's it. I didn't do like that trig, all that stuff. I did the very basic minimum. I'll be honest. In college, I did the. Oh, thank you for sharing my video. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get that paper. I'll be right back. 1 second, okay? So here we are. So I held this up to everyone. I said, listen, I held that up. I did my closing after I just creamed them on the security questions. They should not even tried, okay? Just like when they asked about math, there was like one lady on there, she has a background in mathematics. I said, I'm not a math guy. I'll talk to the experts. Done. I answered that question in 10 seconds. And, you know, if you don't know something about it, don't answer those questions. So what I did was, and you can watch it on Cox Cable Channel 39, or the district might have it on replay. But I won't do the whole closing speech for you, but I'll just do the last little bit. And I threw this up to the camera so you could see it. And I said, you know, when I was 21 years old, I threw a rifle over my shoulder. See, rifle. And boarded a plane to go to combat in a place I never heard of, or people I didn't even know. Just imagine how hard I will work for my own children, my friends, and my community. I have served my country for the past 20 years. Let me serve Irvine for the next 4. Please vote for Mark Nugent for school board this November. And there's a story that was written about me. That was me and my another person. That was me getting on the airplane. And I was pretty strong getting on the airplane that day. I remember it like it was, hey, everybody. And I remember that. And I actually cried in the airplane. I was a gunner. I was a driver in an anti-tank company. And I got on, this is me. I got on the airplane. Let me see the whole newspaper. This is like a picture of us. That was the plane we took. This is at Fayetteville, Fort Bragg. I was in the 82nd Airborne. And I got on the airplane. I remember the clear as day. And I kind of broke down a little bit. I cried. And but I was strong before for the, you know, when I was getting on the airplane. But my friends just kind of comforted me, and I didn't know when I was going to be back. That was my first deployment. So I thought that I found that newspaper and I was going to use it today, and I did. And I think it was touching. That resonated with a lot of people. They seemed to be touched by that story. But I think I did good. I think I did really good today. Some of the questions, you know, I would have liked to have gone better, but hey, you know, you don't know what the questions are going to be. They did 3 standard questions, and then, you know, like there was 9 questions from the audience, just audience members asked. And my volunteer, I have a teacher that volunteers to on my campaign. She puts out signs, she does canvassing for me, and one of a few teachers, and she was there. I thought she wrote down that question to help me out, but she didn't. Somebody else did. So I thought that was interesting. And I'm really wondering who wrote that question and what was their intent at it, because it just went really good for me. And like Paul, poor guy, he thought I was gonna like, oh, we need walls and we need fortresses and prisons and tanks in front of schools. I was like, no. We need teachers to have radios. We need proper planning. We need to include people and communicate and talk. And it's like stuff that you did not expect. That's important. But those are actually the important things that bring down the risk. Okay? Giving out a machine gun, that doesn't work. You know, you have to, you know, but bringing in the private daycare people to actually plan together, bringing in the traffic engineer. I mentioned that. We have 3 traffic engineers at Irvine City Hall that for free can redo the traffic plans. around schools to reduce the risk of traffic fatalities. How common sense is that, right? Bring in those traffic guys. It's free. The city hall will do it for us, and they can redo the traffic plans in like an hour. And say, I really think about the walls is the most hilarious policy I've ever heard of candidate regarding schools. Well, it depends. Like if you're talking about building a little small gate around preschool men to keep them from running in front of traffic, do you think those walls work? Matter of fact, in Woodbury, around the kindergartner section, they have fencing around the kindergartners to make sure they don't run away. Okay, so again, age appropriate, right? High schools, I mean, it's a little different because I would also cause outrage among students. We'd get so mad about not being able to get easy access to off-campus areas. I understand, but I'm talking about 6-year-olds for kindergartners. They don't run out front traffic. What do you think about that? Because that's an issue. We also have a 5-year-old in my kid's school. He's autistic, and he needs, we're worried about him running in front of traffic. So we're trying to put a 3 or 4 foot like thick hedges so he won't run, into the traffic because he's very healthy. But unfortunately, he's autistic, so he doesn't listen. He'll just run out there. And these are little kids. The big kids now. Someone asked me yesterday. Was it yesterday? One of my, yeah, makes sense. Exactly, right? It's common sense stuff. So I lost train of thought. But he asked me about school buses, school bus security, and he's a high school student. My neighbor and supporter of my campaign, Sanjay, his son interviewed me for his high school project. His son's 14, going to Portola. He asked me about censorship. We talked about school buses and school bus safety, and I was thinking high school is like what, safety from the students, from the driver? Yeah, it's dangerous for the driver, right? And he's like, no, for the kids. I'm like, absolutely having a way to stop kids placing confines them lives. Well, I'm talking little ones. There's different things. Like the high school students, right? We're worried about them hurting the the drivers. I mean, you got a 17, 18-year-old kid. That's a grown man's body. He can hurt the driver, so I'm kind of worried about them. But like little kids, of course, one of the little ones. So it's what's age appropriate, what types of things are needed, and that's what you take critical thinking, and really you have to analyze things and then re-update your plans. You're a good man with a big heart. Told my family and friends about it. Thank you, appreciate it, Manuel. But yeah, you're a Marine. You got common sense. I think it was awesome when he just set me up for that. I was like laughing on the inside. I was like, oh, thank you, Paul. You just made this. This is gonna be like the best soundbite ever. And because Paul, he's a contract lawyer. So if we've been talking about legal contracts, I would have been dead in the water, right? But we were talking literally my whole career's expertise. I was like, oh, come on, let's do this. So let's talk about risk management. So it went well. So common sense stuff. I joked. No tanks. No, I'm not going to put a tank in front of the school. Okay, guys. And people kind of laugh. Like, okay. Now I've been to a place actually, right here. After that deployment, we had tanks in front of schools. It was really sad. It's not and we were out there protecting schools with machine guns. Hopefully, we'll never get to that. But I don't want to live in that environment, and that's not a good environment to live in. I saw it. Actually, maybe I will pull out my photo album sometime. I actually took a picture with like 300 school kids when we were passing out school supplies when we first got there. It was kind of like a humanitarian thing. So maybe I'll pull that out. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I was able to go line by line of the things that needed to be updated. I could tell you what I talked about. And it's common sense stuff. I'll tell you. I'll show you guys. I have my notes here. I tell you, this thing right here, took me 6 to 8 hours, made the Sunday. It was really great. I'm glad we prepared. I really studied hard. I read, and they gave us these books. I read through these books, all, trying to, get a grasp on it. And I was actually able to say some very, very good data points about the budget. So it really showed that I had studied. When I was able to accurately reference what year the Special Education Act and how much funding they're supposed to give us from the federal government. That was a good point I was able to make because I studied and researched it. There's a couple things I wasn't an expert on. I said I totally disagree with somebody. I said, here's my notes. I assessed the school. I wrote this, and I just let them know I wrote security plans for multiple exercises for many years, and all the Pacific region stuff I did. And first and foremost, we need to do an assessment done for free, which we can get for free from the county, right? I said, no, our issue is 90% procedural, 10% structural. All staff and crossing guards need to rate. Hey, Sarah, how are you doing? Sorry I missed broker preview this morning, but I was studying. Actually, I just did the candidate forum, and I know I did not invite anybody. I did not promote it on social media because I knew you guys would show up, and I would probably have another 30 or 40 people go there to support me, and I would have been even that much more nervous if my friends that I cared about, I would be afraid to look bad in front of them. The TV thing, I could do television in front of a million people. It doesn't bother me. But it's that. So when I went in there, I didn't know anybody. So I was like, I got nothing to lose. There's nobody here likes me except for my volunteer. She showed up. And unfortunately, my son was sick today, so my wife couldn't go. So it was just me. I liked it. Just go in there, charging the fight, fighting the good fight. So it worked out well. But let me back to this thing. So Sarah, if you're still there too, I'll reiterate my closing. I had a really good closing. They set me up. So they asked the 60 questions. So, these are all bullet comments. These are like all issues that I wrote down in an assessment. So and I just went through them all one by one, like, all staff, crossing guards, and need two-way radios to maintain situational awareness. Just really quantifiable data that people went, wow, that's stuff we should already be doing. And I'm like, yep, we should already be doing it. And I joked, I'm not going to put a tank in front of the school, things like that. Drop off and pickups, we don't have any discernible traffic safety plans for that. And then I made a point that, Gang Chen was there. He is running for mayor, and he could tell you that there's 3 traffic engineers that work at the city that can come do our traffic drop-off plans for free. How easy is that? Just a couple phone calls. So that was pretty good. And Sarah, if you're there, actually I threw this up with my clothes because that was a photo in the newspaper from the first time I deployed, right before I got in the airplane. Actually, I was already in country when I've heard about this. There's a cool story behind it too, but we're not going to go into that today. Well, anyway, guys, I know there's 5 people watching. You guys got to ask me questions. Anything else? Did you get anyone to see the debate? It was on channel 39 today. I know it was kind of boring. Also, during the debate, my questions were very short, sweet, and to the point, which people in the audience told me they appreciated. Every other candidate talked the whole time, and it kind of put me. I was on the panel, and I'm like, what? I'm trying to fall asleep. I'm like, whose turn is it to talk? And my questions, I try to keep them 10 to 30 seconds tops, except for the safety security question. I actually went over my time limit. So anyway, it says we have 7 people here. So I think it says 7 people, 6. So why don't you guys ask some questions? If you're a voter, if you're wondering why you should vote for me, ask me a question. Of note, I am the youngest candidate at 38 years old. And I said that in my closing statement. At 38 years old, I've already completed all my professional goals in life. 20 years in the military. I got my degree. I got the rank of captain. I was a commander of a unit. I've accomplished everything I wanted to do. And now I earned my retirement. And that allows me to the time to be on the board. For stance on Wild Rivers coming to Irvine. It's the first I heard of it, honestly. I'll do some research on it, though. It's Wild Rivers. Is that like a... I'll do some research on it. No, you got a real question. That seems like a real question. Well, let me look it up. So, and I did drop the bomb about that. I was ignored for the last year by the board. Let's see, Wild Rivers. Is that like a singer or something? Wild Rivers, Irvine, water park. That's a city hall issue, man. That's definitely sort of sweet to the point. It's a city hall issue. As a school board member, I would have 0 influence or 0 decision making on that. Hope that answers your question. So, what is Kwan Narula? What is your opinion on Wild Rivers? I could try to go and get you in touch with the mayor and city council people if you'd like. You could talk to Gang Chen about it. It's a water park. Yeah, I saw that. It's a water park, and that would be in the planning and development. That is City Hall that does that, not school board. Now we would, actually wouldn't, that's not really much to do with school board at all. Bob Becca, what is up, brother? How you doing? I just had a debate tonight, and I'm still kind of wired from it. Kind of trying to relax. Hey, we got 11 people. What's up, everybody? So, Kwan Narilla, let us know, what's your opinion on the water park? Do you want to hear? Do you not want to hear? I know there's Kwan, that's his name, yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize this was for school board. Yeah, no worries. No, you can talk about anything you want to talk about, man. I am here just to have a conversation with you and chat. And if something you want to talk about, by all means, please talk about it. And I know the school board candidates, and I will talk to them. I know the city council candidates, and I will talk to them about it if you'd like, and I can connect you. And chances are, they actually might pop in here. Anthony Quo, he was on my live broadcast yesterday. He popped in to say, see it, and it showed up that he was watching. I was like, "Hey, Anthony Quo, how are you doing?" And he immediately left the broadcast because I greeted him. He got kind of, not sure why he left, but you talked to Anthony Quo, Matthew Ehorn, Courtney Santos, Ian DeLucian. You can talk to Marianne Guido, Catherine Daigle, Don Wagner, or Gang Chen, and ask them what they think about it. And if, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. I know there's a lot of development here, and people are not tapped about the overdevelopment and the fast development. Now, though I don't have any control over that, what I would like to do is have a better relationship with City Hall so we can plan better, because we're having to play catch up with, and we got to build 2 more schools, I think, the next year to catch up with all this overdevelopment and growth. Again, this is the city council's issue to decide that. I mean, but I guess the school board will have some influence. Join our gang. That's what Gang Chen says. He always says, "Join our gang, Gang Chen." And I'm actually, I'm neutral on the mayor race, by the way. I know 3 of the 4 candidates. I know Marianne Guido, I know Gang Chen, and I know Catherine Daigle. I've never talked to Don Wagner. Catherine Daigle actually gave me a hug. It was kind of cool after the last thing. Got to go to sleep, though. Okay, go to sleep, man. I'll take care. See ya. Thank you for joining us. And so I met at the City Council Mayor Forum last week. I, excuse me, I actually talked to Catherine Daigle for a minute, and she found I was a veteran, and she gave me a huge hug. Nice lady. Marianne Guido is also, I have friends that know her, so she was nice to me. Then Gang Chen, he actually showed up tonight, so it was pretty cool of him to do that. It was kind of cool to talk to him. Then I met Christina Shea yesterday. I was at a speaking engagement with her as well at the Exchange Club. Gang Chen was there. All 3 of us spoke. Both of them knew they were going to speak. I didn't. I just grabbed my little card here and I was like, okay, talking points. And I just started going down. I just had a conversation with the crowd. So that worked out okay. But today was the big one. Like, today was the one that all the candidates were staying for school board. And it went better than I thought it was going to go. So I'm very happy about that. Whoever asked me that question at the end about safety, thank you. That question went very well. Accompaniment, Mark. You're welcome. Let's see, what else did you say? It says Seymour. You're one of my favorite candidates as have support for my life. Okay, cool, man. Well, you know what? We're going to have a good victory party come November 9th. Got to retire, but good night. Yeah, good night, man. Well, yeah, maybe you told me you go to University High School, you think it was? Anyway. So what we're going to do, Amrut, though, we're going to pack the school board meetings. Once I get elected, we're going to have like 50 people in there, 100 people in there, and we're going to get people involved and make decisions in our schools that are beneficial to all of us. So after tonight, man, it feels even more like we're going to get elected. I'm very, very happy that went better than I thought it was going to go. Way better. So, and I opened, I'll read you my opening statement if you want. I'll give my opening statement. Why not? Intro speech. I'll read you guys my intro speech. So, I'll read it for you guys. I said, good evening. My name is Mark Newgent. My background is 20 years, U.S. Army, military police, captain, commander, anti-terrorism officer, and security advisor for the Pacific region. Most importantly, I am a father of a child that attends Irvine schools. I grew up in a very poor area of Northern California. Growing up, most of the time, my brothers and I lacked basic necessities such as electricity, transportation to school, food, and clothing. At the age of 16, I found myself alone and homeless, but with the help from my high school teachers and my principal, I was able to graduate from high school and start a new life in the Army when I was 17. It is now my time to give back, using my leadership experience to make our schools better. My family and I moved here over a year ago for the good schools, but when we got here, I noticed we have some issues, and I immediately got involved. Last November, before the San Bernardino attacks, I addressed school security concerns to the school board, but I was ignored. Coincidentally, on the same day of the tragedy, I was near San Bernardino consulting with a church on security procedures as church members arrived late due to the shooting. Between last November and today, I spoke at least 6 more times and asked my elected leaders to talk to me. However, none of the board members have taken the time to meet with me. When elected, my first priority is to listen. I have already released my personal contact information. and encourage you to contact me to have a positive discourse. In addition to safety and security and open, honest communication with the public, some of my top priorities include school overcrowding, avoiding centralization of power, and keeping decision-making local. I also want to take a moment to thank my donors and volunteers, especially the active and retired Irvine teachers and mothers who have been helping the campaign. So that was my opening. If you guys like, I'll read my closing. So I'll read the closing. I'm going to read the closing statement. Why not? You guys seem interested. 5 people watching this. So my closing, this was after an hour and a half of, forum talking and people putting you to sleep, right? So they're over. Okay, just before I did this, right, I had the security question. I nailed that security question, and I got it really well. So I'll give you guys the closing. There are over 230,000 people in Irvine, and only 6 people stepped up to lead the district. I respect every candidate here, and I wish them all the best. Whatever happens in November, I will still be here using my expertise to work on the board and support whoever gets elected. The Irvine School Board should not be looked at as a social club. It must have strong leaders with strength, resolve, and courage who are willing to make tough decisions to take Irvine Unified School District into the future. At 38 years old, I have already accomplished my professional goals in life, earning my college degree, making rank of captain, and serving as a commander, and completing 20 years of military service to earn my retirement, which gives me time to serve on the school board and able to meet the estimated 20 hours per week commitment, along with public meetings every other week. My wife, Tanya, is a registered nurse and works at the Irvine Kaiser Hospital. She, along with my 2 children, Maverick and Savannah, totally support my candidacy and understand the time commitment for our entire family. It is difficult to translate a military experience into civilian language. However, serving as a commander of a large military unit with many life-to-death decisions that must be made quickly has prepared me to be a leader on Irvine School Board. Thankfully, as a board member, we have time to reflect, study, and seek out public and expert opinion on every big decision. And then I threw up this thing right here, because this is when I first deployed, first time. They had this paper up, I threw that up, and then I said, when I was 21 years old, I threw a rifle over my shoulder and boarded a plane to go to combat in a place I never heard of for people I didn't even know. Just imagine how hard I work around children, my friends, and my community. I have served my country for the past 20 years. Let me serve Irvine for the next 4. Please vote for Mark Nugent for school board this November. That was my closing. And that's it. What's up, Al? How you doing? And by the way, Al, I signed my retirement paperwork. And Colonel, if you're watching, I signed my retirement. You already got my retirement papers. So for some reason, I signed retirement papers in July, and they got kicked back for some reason. So we had to re-sign everything. And hopefully that all got processed, and we will get elected. And we're going to have an awesome retirement party. I'm not retirement party. Maybe we'll do a retirement / election party, a victory party. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a victory party. Let me look at the dates. So 8th of November is the election. That is on a Tuesday, election day. So maybe the following Saturday, the 12th. Ooh, the 11th of November on Veterans Day. We'll do that. We'll the 11th. Look at the 11th or the 12th of November. We'll do a Veterans Day party. Awesome. Thank you, Emerald, for tagging me in a post. So, what do you guys think? 11th or 12th on Veterans Day? That might be a fitting. I think, isn't that Armistice Day? It's not technically Veterans Day. It's Armistice Day, which is the end of World War I, correct? So anyway, so maybe I have some thumbs up here. So it says 5 people are watching, but I don't know unless you guys talk to me. So Al, how's Caliber going? I heard Marion from Caliber said that you guys are redoing the contract or something. By the way, guys, you're like, what are we talking about? Al and I served together in the military. He also he worked as a contractor. I worked as a contractor up there. Tracy Pratchett, are you still watching? Believe it or not, I was thinking about you yesterday, Tracy, if you're still there. I got interviewed by a 14-year-old kid. He wanted to talk about what books I read. What I thought was controversial, and how if we should censor any books in the schools, etc., etc. And the only book I can remember reading was Lord of the Flies. And I remember, Tracy Pratchett, that we were in English class together, and we read Lord of the Flies at Miss Fuson's class, believe it or not. And I remember talking about that. I remember watching the color version and the black and white version, and actually read that book. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure you were in that class with me. But anyway, guys. Also, the live broadcasting is paying off, because today I was at the forum, and afterwards someone came up to me and she was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you in my Facebook feed," and then bam, you're up there. You're actually on the panel. I was like, "Yeah, and yeah, exactly. I dominate social media." Because I know the other candidates, I mean, again, I respect all the candidates first and foremost, but they don't take advantage of the social media and trying to connect with people, which is unfortunate. Maybe they're just busy. I don't know. But I love talking to people, so that's why I do this. And plus, it helps the campaign, so why not, right? And it gives the public a chance to ask me questions directly, honest questions. Unfortunately, we don't get that many as I'd like. We did get the question about the wild rivers coming to Irvine. So, but that's not a school board issue. Something like math classes or school security or safety. So anyway, I've been talking for a few minutes. Got any more questions, guys? Anybody? I'll hang out. I will hang out with you another 30, 45 minutes if you guys like, and answer your questions. It says we still got 4 people watching though. So, all right. Also, I want to thank Mary, my volunteer. She showed up tonight and supported me. It's awesome. She's an active Irvine teacher. I actually have some retired teachers as well helping with the campaign, which thank you to all of them. And I have to make a phone call to one of my coaches actually, and we're going to discuss, because she was watching me on TV, and I believed she took a photo of me like this, talking. I was like, middle of talking, and I saw it posted on my timeline. I was like, how about a better one? I can smile. But when I was during the forum today, as a lot of my time I was just sitting looking down, and I was looking at my notes, kind of reading my notes, because I had time to write down the answer to my questions as they were going around the room or around the table, kind of rotating the questions. So I was able to, write down my answer, and then I was able to read my answer to the moderator and to the audience. It was only 2 questions I had to be the first on, because they rotated it. So that was kind of cool. Because, excuse me, if you don't answer the questions first, the advantage to you is to go last when answering a question. So that went well. So anyway, guys, unless anyone has any other questions or gives me thumbs up or hearts, I have no idea if you guys want to hear me keep talking, or whatever. You guys want to keep me talking. Excuse me. But I try to do this every day to give you guys a chance to talk to me as a candidate, and hopefully November 8th, an elected board member, so you guys can contact me directly. Hey, what's up? Thank you for that, Amrut. Oh, you're back. So tell everybody, please vote in November. Vote for Mark this November. And, my phone number, if you guys need to get a hold of me, is 949-529-0497. That is 949-529-0497. I have on my cards with me right now, all my campaign materials, I have my phone number. It is, thanks for all the hearts, man. Appreciate it. So if you ever get one of my my campaign materials, I got one right here. It's got my phone number and email right there. So my email is mark.newgent@kw.com, mark.newgent@kw.com, or you can just message me on Facebook or text me or wherever you want to get a hold of me. I'm always on my phone doing social media. I'm always busy. I do about 12 hours of my day, minimum 12 to 16 hours of my day on the campaign right now, so I'm always connecting. And after I get elected, I have even more time to talk to you guys. And again, I got all the time in the world because I'm retired, so I can connect with you guys. Anyway, also parents, if you have any things that concern you, call me, contact me, and we'll fix it. Anyway, you guys take care. Bye, everybody. Nope, it's not off yet.